Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am your host and cliff jumper of the treble clef, Ken Levine. I'm a singer and vocal coach here on YouTube, and today we are looking at the Scorpions, or just Scorpions, and their classic Winds of Change, which recently, I think within the past few weeks, maybe month, has surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. So an enduring classic and one well worth diving into. Now, I have heard this song before, but it has been a bit. It was one of those ones that sort of passed through my radar way back in the day, and I knew it existed and was a popular song, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it. So we're going to give it a try today because, 1 billion views, that is part of the cultural landscape, the zeitgeist. That must mean something. So we're going to give that a shot right now today. This is my preamble because I'm not set up here at all. 3, 2, 1, go. That's when they're putting the finishing touches on the wall, 1961.
Follow the Moskwa down to Gonky Park, listening to the wind of change. An August summer night, soldiers passing by, listening to the wind of change.
Okay, so it's such an interesting vowel choice there. Change. Just going straight from, because it's a diphthong, there's two vowels there combined to make that one vowel sound, change. And instead of change, and staying on the sort of open vowel, he's going straight to the closed, almost AE sound. And it's, I think, for Klaus, who's the lead singer, frontman for Scorpions, and has been for like 70 years or whatever, however long the band has been around, that's kind of an iconic thing. That's what he does. That is, it's not unpleasant. It's just an interesting choice. And sometimes when you make those choices, it gives the song or the phrase, but certainly in this case, the song, the character that you associate with it. At least I do anyway. Oh yeah, there's Tank Man. Okay, so that was several years earlier in Tiananmen Square, which looks like it had nothing to do with the Berlin Wall. But I guess this is a general song of hope for people around the world that are living under oppressive regimes, that maybe the winds of change will blow through their country and there's a positive force for change. One interesting tidbit that I'll share with my viewing audience. I went to China on tour, and one of the stops was Beijing, and we sang in the Beijing Cultural Arts Center. And we spent some time touring around, and we went to Tiananmen Square, we went to the Forbidden City, and our lovely, lovely tour guide, who will remain anonymous, said, listen, you have any questions about Tiananmen Square? What do you think of when you think of Tiananmen Square? And we're like, yeah, the massacre and the students. And she's like, yeah, okay, well, you can ask me the questions here on the bus, but not in the square, because people are everywhere, and they're plainclothes policemen, and there are a gajillion cameras off of pillars and banners, pillars everywhere. These massive, it was pillars. I guess it's more. They're more like light posts, lamp posts, but they're very high, very tall, and and meant to, of course, spread light all throughout Tiananmen Square. And that was a wake-up call for, this Canadian boy who didn't really understand what that level of government oversight and oppression actually means. And she was very matter of fact about it and just said, "Yep, that's what it was. That's what happened. That's what it is. Just don't do it. Don't ask me that, or else maybe tomorrow, no more me." And I was like, "Wow, you're just so blunt about it." But at the same time, I guess that's how you roll. That's how you have to roll. Just word of warning, and there it is. Tank Man, yeah. That was an iconic moment. That image right there. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about. Not really about the music that much.
The world is closing in. Did you ever think that we could be so close, like brothers? The future's in the air. Can feel it everywhere. I'm blowing with the wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of change. Walking down the street, distant memories are buried in the past forever.
The diction is so spot on. These soft rock ballads of the early 90s or late 80s. I think this one really did stand out. It had there was something a little bit clearer about it, and I can't really put it into words. It did have something that just felt a little bit more honest, and it was a hopeful ballad for sure, and as evidenced by the number of views here that people have thrown towards it on YouTube. Like I said, 1 billion views. Song was written by Klaus Willi Meiner, the lead singer of Scorpions, and according to some internet rumors, the co-credits go to the CIA, but whether the truthiness of that is something I think up for debate. Patrick Radden Keefe is a podcaster, and I think he writes for The New Yorker, is investigating that, or is... maybe they've concluded their investigation. I don't know what the fallout is. It's still a great song, whoever wrote it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I follow the Moskwa down to Gorky Park, listening to the wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night.
Wait, what is he saying there? Take me to the magic of the moment. So do you know what the word mondegreen is? Mondegreen is a misheard lyric in a song or a poem. And yeah, pop music is filled with mondegreens. Like, hold me close up, Tony Danza. Well, this one kind of, what is he saying? TV? What is he saying? I wonder if I can turn on that closed captioning here. Take me to the magic of the moment. I don't know why I ever thought he was saying TV is the magic of the moment. Sorry, don't mean to butcher it. It's one of those things that you didn't have the lyrics automatically on the radio in the 1990s to be able to match that. So mondegreens happened all the time. all the time. Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away.
Away.
In the wind of change. The wind of change blows straight into the face of time. Like a storm wind, then we ring the freedom bell for peace of mind. Play your ballad like I sing what my guitar wants to sing.
I read somewhere that, sorry, that was a glorious guitar solo, like so good. A few things came to mind. One is how having a 27-mile long wall through your city, what that would do to just your character, your makeup, your mind, your psychology, how you would get on with life knowing that this is the reality, not just a wall, but like barbed wire and armed guards and attack dogs and 55,000 landmines. Like, that would kind of mess with you for a long time. And what an incredible sense of joy and relief it must have felt. They must have felt to see this wall come tumbling down.
Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of change.
When you look at it from up here, you get an appreciation of our world is a beautiful place and we do need to take care of it.
That's a fascinating visual. I didn't understand necessarily what that last closing clip was from, the lock and the key and the eye looking in. I did have a few kind of wandering mental images that came through my mind's eye as I was watching that. And one of them was this memory of watching this crazy film. It's, I think, a Russian or a Soviet film called Stalker. Does anybody here remember that film? Apparently there's like some crazy story about how that film was made. Tarkovsky, I think, was the filmmaker. And all of the ups and downs and how that film came to be. And I think it was like late 80s, maybe early 90s, still in the last vestiges of the Soviet Union before everything came crumbling down. And it told this story of this fella who would take people into the zone. And the zone was this post-apocalyptic area, and it was cordoned off, and you don't really know why, or at least I couldn't figure it out as I was watching the film. It's just, it was this place that people shouldn't go, and perhaps it was radioactive, perhaps it was filled with booby traps, and as you go through the film, this fella is, you're like, this sort of, the tension is so incredible. And he gets paid to take people into the zone where they go to this room, and I guess maybe they have their wishes answered or granted or something, and you're waiting for the impending catastrophe. And I remember it just feeling like you're on a knife edge the entire film, and it was very moody and gripping. Anyway, nothing to do with Winds of Change. I don't know why I thought of that, but there it is. Yes, seminal classic, and actually still holds up. I feel it. You don't, when you hear that opening whistle melody, you don't sort of mistake that for anything else. It's very much iconically Winds of Change, Scorpions. And interesting for me, growing up, and I was a young lad when this song came out, and I always thought Scorpions were heavy metal. That was what they were about. And then to have this ballad about change and hopefulness and renewal, it seemed incongruous to my little brain at the time. And now I guess it just is. So there it is. Okay, yeah, I'll leave it at that. And also, you could leave your comments down below in the comment section. I always like and look forward to reading your comments and what you have to say. And if any of the things that I said throughout this Vocal Coach Reacts to the Winds of Change spurred some extra thoughts, please leave them down below. If I said something that was way off, factually, please. I like the global mind of the fact checkers in YouTube. Correct me when I'm wrong. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much for taking this trip down nostalgia lane here on Flashback Friday. And we look forward to seeing you next time.